process of sacrificing and volunteering myself with some of my one up or two of my friends, and we gather together and putting all the resources together in order to help them to just say, exercise this right to vote and vote for your country, vote for yourself, and vote for your children. And change came. And in which case, some people were elected into offices, people that had no chance, people, the same kingmakers have said that they will not win, they will not be able to go to places. And if you want, I can give you a name of somebody if you want to verify what I am saying today. Delegate Don Dwyer in Maryland, that's one of them. Delegate Shu, Delegate Kipke, Delegate Senator Simone. In fact, I met Senator Simone, and I want to talk about a conversation I had with him one day after the Lord spoke to me because I was troubled. And when he came to me and I said, how come that is so difficult that in this party of God, this party that is promoted by most people that call themselves children, the chosen one, and yet there is so much in non-diversity that is in them? And why is that? And the Lord spoke to me, and he explained how the devil have infiltrated the ranks, and how the people have turned out the party of Abraham Lincoln that abolished slavery, the party that the Lord himself have made to support it through the angels that caused hundreds of thousands of people to die in order to bring about the change, in order to continue in the movement and the trajectory to greatness. And yet we have people that have decided that they want to turn it upside down because they want to be kingmakers. That is the truth, and that's what I was not here, and I don't know much, so I can't speak about the details, but I can only speak as to what the Lord himself have revealed to me. And I said, and the Lord said to me then in 2006, there will be no more Republican president in America until they come to face this reality that they use his name to get in power, and they say they defend and promote the principles and the founding principles of which this nation is built, and yet they have decided to turn against the same people that have always been with them, that fought with them, that helped them to take and become in power. And since they have turned against them, they will no longer get into power. And when I went up to Senator Simon, we came to me, I was in my office across the street by MD2 and 16th Avenue in Brooklyn Park. And he was trying to put up a signboard. I knew him because I've always, from the time I got involved into community organizing and civic action, and I asked him, I said, this is what the Lord said to me. That the Lord says that there will be no more Republican president after President Bush. And when I said that to him, and also I told him that the Lord said to me, too, that if you all did not do something about this quickly, and I'm talking to the Republican Party, then there will be another party that is going to challenge you. He was uncomfortable with this conversation, and we had that, and it was in front of Shell gas station, and I'm done because I can't forget that conversation. Because he moved around to pick up the signboard, the billboard that he wanted to put up for his re-election campaign, which I've been helping them during the time. And I realized he didn't want to have that conversation. After he told me that, well, he's just a little man and not known and not part of the party, the Republican National Party, and can't make any change. And there's nothing that he can actually do to make an impact. And he changed the subject, so I realized that he was uncomfortable. Just like every other conversation about America and how to make America great. A black man can call himself a nigger. A white man cannot do it. And black man can do a lot of stuff. The white man cannot do it. White man can call themselves their own names. Black man cannot do it without being punched and being killed and being shot. So you find that we have difficult conversations that nobody wants to have, and everybody keep covering it and covering it and covering it. And this is not a time you can continue to cover. It's a time to have that conversation about how to make yourself great, make America great, make your families great. It's a time for you to be able to look and tap into the greatness that God has given to America. No one was able to answer that question to me, which is the reason why that I've always relied on God, because there are so much that I do not know as a person that don't know much about this country, about this history, but I only know about that which Lord has spoken to me. And when the Lord speaks and I hold on to it, that very greatly. that due to the hypocrisy that is existing in both political parties, in all the parties, in all the echelon of power in America, that they have continued to hold America hostage, and it's time for people to move around and change that. It's a time to check up this country so that you can achieve your greatness. It is a time for you to stop listening to all these opinion heads that tells you about what an expert they are. The kingmakers and knights of the knights that walk around and decides who gets what and who gets what, who gets disenfranchised, who doesn't get disenfranchised, who comes in, who leaves, who stays, and who. It's a time for you to look into yourself and tap into the great gift that God has given you in order to take the country forward. Time to resolve the conflict that exists between tribes and races. Time for you to resolve the issues that is causing the conflict. It is time for you to understand the cultural contestation that is involved in the conflict in America. I know today that if Senator Simona will remember that conversation in 2006, that Tea Party rose up and has become a challenge. Because when the Lord speaks, it comes to pass. Because there is no word of his that will ever come to pass without finishing what he was fulfilled, what he was meant to fulfill. That is a promise he made in the book of Isaiah in chapter 55 in verse 10 to 13. And it is still true today, like I have already told many of you. And I come out today to speak, and for me to be able to let the American people know that God is with them, and God is true, God is real. I am going to call names and be a little bit more specific so that you know that this message that you receive today is a message of truth, is a message of love, is a gift from the Lord. It's not meant to slight anybody, neither is it meant to do or cause any harm to anybody. And I hope you will understand and take it that the message that I give that is in my mouth, I will give out. You do not have to agree with it. If you agree with it, it shall be of a service to you, and you will be saved, and you will receive the benefit. If you don't, you can also receive either the cost or the consequences of your disobeying, of your refusing to hear the word of the Lord and hear what the Lord has said. And I speak to you now, Senator Ted Cruz. I am sure that I am not new to you, Senator Ted Cruz, because you have for me on several occasions, on many occasions, on issues that goes on that affects the American people. Ever since I've been in this country and I've been actively involved in the things that has to do with the government at the